Boob boots.
Welcome to the Boob boot crochet tutorial. This oversized boot fits women's size 10 through 13 and men's size 9.5 to 11.5.
Boob boots.
I'm going to be using ribbon yarn from Hobby. Here are the specs. Calls for a 12. I'm going to be doubling it up and using an 8. I know that's crazy, but I want it to be thick because it's a shoe. This flat style hook is great if you're doubling up on yarn or if your yarn is really splitty. I'm going to be crocheting around this plastic corset boning to give it some structural support. This is optional, but I recommend it. Another option you might try is some galvanized wire or some random old cables. I'll be using a 3mm paracord to make the very bottom layer of the sole. So the way I'm going to double up my yarn, gone with ya, is I'm going to pull from the center and use the outside at the same time. You can usually get in there. I'm really lucky. Sometimes it has to barf up a big tangled blob. So now I've got two ends. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. Just going to wrap it around my finger and then push it through its hole. Pull tight to the hook, and I'm going to chain 16 for the size that I want. I'm going to hold on to that last hole so I remember where it is, and I'm going to chain 3 more and then yarn over and make a double crochet into that 16th hole. I'm going to yarn over and double crochet into the next stitch, and I'm going to double crochet down the line. I'm holding my tension pretty tight because I want it to be solid and thick. Okay, I have 1 hole left before the knot. 1 hole. And into that last hole, I'm going to double crochet 6 double crochets. And it's going to go all the way around. This is my toe. And now it's taken us all the way around. And now we're facing the other way, ready to go back across. We're going to do 1 double crochet into each stitch across. Okay, I'm approaching my last hole. Now this last hole, or this first hole, no, it's your last hole. This hole has got 1 double crochet in it, I can show you, and 1 chain that you made. I'm not counting the chain as a crochet, as a stitch. So I'm going to make 5 more, and then this will be the 6th. 5 double crochets in that hole. Oh, they get tight. It's hard to fit them all in, but they'll go. 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. Number 5. And then from there I'm going to slip stitch into the first full stitch, skipping that chain. You can see this is the first full stitch into that hole. So we're going to slip stitch right into there. If we can. Wait, did I even? Yes. Boop. And we've done a first row. Now for row 2, I'm going to chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch, and into that same stitch, this hole right here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. And now I'm going to make 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to ramp it up slightly with half double crochets. I'm going to do 4 half double crochets in the next 4 stitches, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next 6 stitches I'm going to put 1 double crochet. And now we are at our toe. The next stitch is the first of the 6 stitches that go around this last hole here and make up the toe. And in each of those 6 stitches, I'm going to put 2 double crochets for a total of 12 double crochets. I've done 12 around my toe, and now in the next 6 stitches I'm going to make 1 double crochet. Okay, I've made 6 double crochets, and now I will make 4 half double crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next 4 stitches will be 1 single crochet. Now I'm at my heel, and like the toe, I'm going to do an increase in each of the 6 stitches. However, we started with the 6th stitch already, and we already put an increase in there. So in these next 5 stitches, we'll put 2 stitches. So we'll be doing 10 single crochets to finish up the row. And now we'll slip stitch into that first of the 2 single crochets that we started our row with. Slip stitch right into that first one. And wow, we've completed row number 2. Starting row number 3, I'm going to chain 1, and into that same first stitch there, I'm going to put 1 single crochet. And then the second one is our increase. So we're going to put another increase there, 2 single crochets. And now I'm going to do a half double crochet all the way till the toe. Well, I'm going to half double all the way around, but I'll meet you at the toe. We're going to half double crochet. And we are approaching our toe. So, as we've been doing, whenever you reach an increase stitch, a stitch where you'd increased, done 2 in 1 stitch in the past, you're going to increase again. So I'm going to put 2 half double crochets into this stitch. And then the next stitch is just 1 half double crochet, and we're going to alternate all across the toes. Next one is 2, and now I'm going to half double crochet down to my heel here. Stop when you get to the first increase stitch. Okay, I'm approaching my first increase stitch. There it is. So in the middle of that stitch there, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. I'm back down to single crochets for the heel. Heel doesn't need to be that wide. And just like the toe, we're going to do 2 single crochets and then 1 single crochet and then 2. Every time there's an increase, you put 2, and it's an increase every other stitch. And it's going to end on an increase. 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet. It's the one right before the double crochet, or the 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Slip stitch into that baby. It's beautiful. I'm gonna cut the yarn, and I'm gonna pull it through, and then I'm just gonna kind of tuck this guy away. We don't need to weave him in too much because he's gonna end up on the inside of the sole and you won't see him, but I'm gonna pull him through a stitch so he's in the back, and I'm actually gonna weave him in a little bit so he doesn't wiggle around when I'm doing the next step. Just make sure that he ends up in the back. There, I just weaved him in ever so slightly just to get him out of the way. Now he's out of the way. There we have our first beautiful sole. And that is how you crochet a maxi pad, folks. So I'm gonna make 4 of these. Okay, I just finished another one, and I'm gonna leave the yarn attached for now. And we're gonna put these together. So I'm gonna put them backside to backside. So here's your slip stitch, and you're gonna go into the next stitch here. And then I'm gonna go into the middle of this last increase here on the other pad. And that's gonna line it up pretty well. So I'm going through 2 stitches. This guy's on the inside. I'm just gonna pull him up, hook him in there, pull them both through. You know what? Actually, I like to use a bigger hook when I do this so that it's looser. So I'm gonna, well, I'll pull them through. Pull them through. And I'm gonna use a 10 now. So now I'm gonna slip stitch all the way around. Each stitch, and go in the top and go through, try to make sure you can see, corresponding bottom stitch. Get my yarn, wiggle them through, pull them through. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm coming upon the heel, and on each side there is a weird stitch you have to contend with. Your ending starting area. It's kind of confusing which is a stitch and which isn't a stitch. So let me show you what we're gonna go through. Although honestly, it's not really a big deal. Basically, there's 2 stitches that are kind of overlapping here. And you just want to go into one of them. You don't need to go into both. So I'm going to go into here, bottom of this overlapping situation. And then I'm gonna go into the top stitch. So that first slip stitch that we started with, I'm gonna go in there just to complete the circle. Okay. And pull it. Pull it through a stitch nearby. I want to leave him off inside. That's where I want to leave him. So I'm gonna just kind of go inside the middle. Here, I'll just go in there somewhere. My hook is inside. It's not coming through the back, it's on the inside. And I'm gonna just get this guy in there. He's in there. There he went. With my slip stitch I just made facing up, I'm gonna find roughly the middle. And I'm gonna count 16 stitches from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And into that I'm going to put a stitch marker. I'm gonna insert my hook in the heel, a little to the right, pull up a loop. I'm gonna chain one and go right into my next stitch. I'm working into the slip stitch that we just made along the top of the shoe. And make a single crochet. I'm going to continue to single crochet all the way to my stitch marker. I've reached my stitch marker and now I'm going to take it out and make 10 half double crochets. I've now made 10 half double crochets and I will now be making 12 double crochets. I now have 12 double crochets around and I'm gonna do 10 half double crochets. I've now made 10 half double crochets and I'm going to single crochet the rest of the way. When you come across the place where you started and ended your slip stitch, just pick one of these two. They're kind of overlapping. Just go into one of them. You don't need to go into both of them. So I might go into this one. It looks sturdier. And now I'm back to the normal stitches. The next stitch is where I started the round. I'm just going to keep going in a spiral by going directly into that stitch. I'm just going to go in the top loop because it's easy to get into. Single crochet and just continue with your single crochet. And we'll set another marker for the toe. Okay, I'm going to find my first half double crochet and I'm going to count that as 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Into 4, I'm going to put my stitch marker. Now on row 2, I'm going to start using my plastic reinforcement. So I'm going to put it on top of my yarn. I'm going to just leave a little tail and just weave it inside of my single crochets. So I'm going to make a crochet around it. And I'm going to continue to single crochet until I reach my stitch marker. Once I've made some crochets, I'm going to pull my plastic a little just so it gets hidden inside. I've reached my marker. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to make 5 half double crochets. I don't know whether to say crochet or crochet. Now I'm going to make 1 half double crochet decrease into the next 2 stitches. And now I'm going to make 12 double crochets. And next I'm going to make a half double crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. Now I will make 5 half double crochets and I will be finishing out the round in single crochets. And I've made it back around and I'm about to start row 3. So I'm going to find my half double crochet decrease and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and put my stitch marker there. And I'm going to continue to single crochet till I get to my stitch marker. Da da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum. I've reached my stitch marker and I'm going to make a single crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. and a half double crochet in the next stitch, and a half double crochet decrease next. Da 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 da. Now I'm going to make 3 double crochets. I will now make a double crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. And I will repeat that 2 more times for a total of 3 double crochet decreases. And now I'm making another 3 double crochets. And then a half double crochet decrease. And then a half double crochet. Then I'm going to make a single crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. And finish the round with single crochets. And I've completed round 3. Now I'm going to locate my single crochet decrease and count 1, 2, 3 and put a stitch marker. I'm going to continue to single crochet till I get to my marker. When I reach my marker, I'm going to make a single crochet decrease. And then a half double crochet. And a half double crochet decrease. And then I'm going to make 5 double crochet decreases. And now I'm going to make a half double crochet decrease. And then 1 half double crochet. And a single crochet decrease. And I'm going to finish the round with single crochets. I've finished row 4, and on row 5 I'm going to put some decreases in the heel. So about in the middle of the heel there, these 2 stitches, I'm going to work together in 1 single crochet decrease. Then I'm going to work 3 single crochets. And then I'm going to do another single crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. And I'm going to pause to put in a marker. I'm going to find my single crochet decrease of the toe here and count 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to single crochet till I get to my marker. I forgot I was going to cut my plastic after 3 rounds, so I'm going to just go in there and cut it now. And I'm just going to pull that out. And I reached my marker, so I'm going to make a single crochet decrease. Followed by a half double crochet. Oh, it's so much easier. and then a half double crochet decrease, and now I'm going to work 3 double crochet decreases. And now I'll make a half double crochet decrease. And 1 half double crochet. And a single crochet decrease. I'm going to find my single crochet decrease in the middle of the heel, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and put a marker. And I'll single crochet up to the marker I just made. And into that stitch and the next stitch I will work 1 single crochet decrease. And I will single crochet the rest of the round. Now would be a good time to pause and make your nipple so you can attach it while you can still access the inside of your shoe. I'm going to use a single strand this time and a 6mm hook. I'm going to start with a magic circle by making an X over my fingers. Then I'm going to take my hook under the X and then over the X and pull it through. Come back over and grab that bit again and pull him through the loop I just made. And there we are. Into my magic circle, I'm going to make 6 single crochets without chaining first. Then I'm going to pull my tail tight. I'm going to continue to crochet into my first stitch. I'm making sure to grab the tail, put the tail over as I go so it gets crocheted inside. I'm going to make 2 single crochets in each stitch for a total of 12 in the round. And I'm going to continue to crochet in a spiral, pulling my tail tight as I go because it's what's going to make our nipple. If you want, you can use a marker to remember the first stitch of the round. The first stitch of this round is 1 single crochet, followed by an increase, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And we're going to continue that all the way around. 1 stitch and then 2 stitches, 1 stitch, 2 stitch, making an increase on top of each previous round's increase. And in the next round, I'm going to make 2 single crochets followed by an increase. And I will repeat that all the way around. I've now done 4 rounds and I have 24 stitches, and on round 5 I will make 3 single crochets and then an increase stitch. And I will repeat that all around. My nipple's now as big as I want it. I'm going to slip stitch into the top stitch of the next stitch, and I'm going to pull a couple feet, make a tail, cut my yarn, and I'm going to pull my yarn through. Okay, I'm going to position my nipple and secure it a little bit with some stitch markers. I'm going to thread a tapestry needle and just stitch this on. And when I've made it back around, I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to tie another knot. And I'm going to tuck my tail inside of my nipple. Pull it through. Cut it. Now I'm on to row 6, and I'm going to find my single crochet decrease and count 1, 2, 3. Put my marker in. And I'm going to single crochet up to my marker. And now I'm going to make my single crochet decrease. Followed by a half double crochet. Followed by a half double crochet decrease. Now I'm going to work 1 double crochet decrease into the next 3 stitches. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the first stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into a third stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to make a half double crochet decrease. Followed by 1 half double crochet. And 1 single crochet decrease. And single crochets for the rest of the round. And again, I'm going to find my single crochet decrease, count 1, 2, 3, put a marker, and single crochet up till there. Now I'm going to put a single crochet decrease, a half double crochet, a half double crochet decrease, now I'm going to make 1 double crochet, and now 1 more double crochet, and then a half double crochet decrease. Then one half double crochet, and one single crochet decrease. And single crochets the rest of the round. So for the next round, I'll find my single crochet decrease, count 1, 2, 3, put a marker. I'm going to make increases in my heel above my previous decreases. So into this stitch, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. And again, above this one, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. When I reach my marker, I'm going to do a single crochet decrease. And a half double crochet. And a half double crochet decrease. Followed by a double crochet and another double crochet, double crochet, and then a half double crochet decrease. And a half double crochet and a single crochet decrease. And I'm going to single crochet until I get above my increase. Above my decrease, I'm going to make an increase. And then I will continue to single crochet the rest of the way. And now I will single crochet all the way around for 3 rounds. I've reached the end of my 3 rows, and I'm going to cut my yarn, pull it through, and I'm going to weave my end in. Now I'm going to add some paracord on the bottom for extra durability. I will use the exact same pattern I used for the other soles, and I will be using my same 8mm hook. I've made my final slip stitch to finish the last round, and I'm going to leave my yarn attached. Now you can just line up the same stitches here. You can see where you ended this. Your last slip stitch is coming out of here, so you're gonna go into this stitch right next to that increase there on the right of the increase, and then you're gonna go find the increase, same increase stitch here on this heel and go into the right of that. I'm coming out the middle of the sole here, just going through one layer, and I'm going to pull my paracord up, grab him, and bring him through, and slip stitch. And I will be slip stitching that way all the way around. So I'm coming around to where I started, and I'm running low on paracord. Okay. On this last slip knot around, I'm going to pull my tail through, and I'm just going to weave in my end. Got a smaller hook, and I'm just going to weave him around, weave him through some stitches. Oop. And now I'm gonna bring him on inside.
BOOB boots.